Usually when it occurs after, it is residue from our childhood. When it's occurring in the moment, your body is feeling good, your body's feeling open, you're literally trusting this man, right? I mean, you know, he's a good man that you were practicing with, right? My philosophy on this, and of course you have to take this with a grain of salt and make your own judgments about this, but my philosophy on this is that we go as deep as it feels good in the there's feeling good, meaning we're opening, we're feeling love, we're feeling loved. The stuff that comes after is usually our shame, our fear, our self-judgment, and that's not working the edge in the moment. That's like recognizing your programming after you've opened. That makes sense? Yeah. Yes, you guys get this? Like, so after an opening, oftentimes for men too, women more than men though, the programming, because opening is so scary and traumatic, legitimately traumatic. Yeah, it is.
So there's this part that wants to bring you back to a homeostasis of at least a certain level of closure you recognize. And you can do that by questioning and judging and criticizing yourself. That's a surefire way. We all know that we can bring ourselves back to a certain homeostasis level of closure by judging and criticizing and questioning ourselves. Guaranteed. So anytime you need to do that, go right ahead. But begin to recognize when you do it habitually.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's actually an act of, again, of unconditional friendliness to go like, oh, okay, so thank you, habitual part that's trying to protect me. And no thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to let this openness that I created find its own place.
This is so beautiful what you said. It's so perfect, yeah? And the way that David taught me this, and the way he's written about it, is to recognize when we're closing is also a step of opening.
Yep.
Yeah, and so after you're in a practice, you're opening, you're feeling love, there's reverence, there's a deep sense of practice, and then afterwards, you're having these thoughts or this shame. I mean, what was the texture of what happened afterwards? Shame. Yeah, shame. Yeah. Shame. And what would the shame say? Great. Great. Yeah, way too much. No man's going to want how much you bring. Yeah, something like that. Okay. When you do that, when that thought is happening, recognizing that your body's responding to that thought is recognizing your closure. Mm-hmm. Which again is like, and thanks for sharing.
Yeah. I mean, she knew immediately what her flavor was, and it's beautiful also to actually recognize your particular flavor. Like mine is like really harsh criticism. You know, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Like, what? Blah, blah, they must be judged. Like we have different voices, and so even the capacity to get connected to like what's the voice sound like will give you more of that awareness to recognize when he or she comes up in the moment. Like, oh, that if it's that voice, it's probably that thing.
Yeah.
Nobody else talks to me like that.
Yeah.
You know, nobody else talks to you like that.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Have you done shadow practice on that yet?
No.
Okay, we will.
What's her name? Haley.
Great.
Haley the hater.
Yeah. And we're going to be doing shadow work soon. Yeah. It's coming. But this is perfect example of a shadow, right? So you have this closure, this thing that kind of attacks you and causes closure. You recognize it, you take a look at it, you name it, you get in relationship with it. So it's no longer this boogeyman that comes out of the closet. It's actually, right? And then there's a practice for working with it and then integrating it. Then it can also be an ally. How many men have practiced with Allie this weekend? So far, how many of you guys practiced with her? Okay, there's you two. Okay, was she too much? Yeah. Could you have even taken?
You should have seen their faces.
Yeah, they're both like.
They were like, that question does not compute.
Could you have even taken more of whatever?
They're so happy.
She is. Yeah. Look at yeah. Could you take a more wild child? Yeah.
The amount that she had, it was more than I expected. Whoa,
She is.
bring that. Fuck yeah.
That's available to me. I mean, you changed his life in that moment. Everything else is bullshit. Does that answer the question? Okay.